I have worn a lot of shoes over the years, but none as bouncy as these. These are crazy. Yo, what's good guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today we got a detailed look and breakdown on the Nike Zoom X Invincible Run Flyknit 3, which I assume means the third iteration of this shoe. This is the box, by the way. I think it's actually kind of cool. It's a more hardcore move to zero from the brand. So I know that they do their like move to zero boxes and stuff like that, but this one is actually the shipping box and the shoe box all in one, even though it was shipped in a box. It was double boxed. And I grabbed these from the good folks over at ID for Shoes on eBay because that's where I saw them first. I do believe that they might be available now on Nike. It's either available now for sure, or it's available for members only, either one, and then they'll be available on Nike eventually, so you can always just wait. But if you can't, and you wanted to try these things out, we'll have a link down below in the description box where you can go ahead and check them out. They got multiple colorways available now. Hot damn, they are comfortable. Like, these are crazy. I don't know how people run in these. You've ran in Zoom X before?
I have. It was the Zoom Pegasus, I want to say, and it was one of my favorite shoes that year. This one looks beefier though by a lot, because I remember it would get really thin down towards the toe area.
Yeah, this is like stacked.
And so you would be able to feel if you hit a rock in the right place,
really?
like it hurt.
These remind me almost of like the Giannis, where they have the Zoom pods. Like, that's how big and bubbly like this 4-foot area looks, as well as how wide it is too, which I think is a huge plus because this is a performance shoe, and with it being so bouncy, it almost is unstable. Like, you're freaking rocking on these things, dude. Like, it's nuts. Like, these make me feel like I'm gonna explode out my house. It's insane. And I'm not trying to like over hype anything. This is just like, I don't think I've tried Zoom X outside of, it was like a teal shoe with the orange stripe up the middle. This was years ago, man, and it was like an early iteration. Then for all I know, that was not Zoom X. It was just some like crazy comfortable foam. I don't know. All I know is that this Zoom X right here is crazy. Like, this is what people were running on, dude. Like, I'm just like, man, no wonder people were breaking records and shit. This is not, this should be illegal in sport, not casually. Casually, you should be able to wear whatever you want. But basically, we've got a web or tread outsole right here, a webbed tread outsole, I should have said. And it's also segmented, so we've got 3 different rubber pieces right here. Something that I think would have been really cool, and this is an old school Nike thing, is if they would have used different densities of rubber. They used to do that.
Well, it just seems silly because between the midsole and now the traction, it's completely an ultra boost.
Visually.
Yes.
I guess.
But like, you know, they do the web traction.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a performance feature.
I'm just saying, it's very, very much the same.
Performance is performance, and all brands are gonna jack something, you know what I'm saying? It's like YouTube. Once one creator comes with a slick title, all of a sudden you see a slew of other YouTubers copying that title. They're trying to get in where they fit in, man. If it works, it works. This type of outsole does work. It offers flexibility, but also durability. But again, it would have been great had they used like different densities of rubber, especially in the higher wear areas, because that is what they used to do. And when they're paying tribute, kind of like this, to the lugs of the old waffle soles, you could also go a little bit further and pay tribute to like that mid-90s style of runner, where again, they had different densities of rubber for different high wear areas. But like she was saying, the Zoom X midsole does give a slight Ultra Boost vibe to it. I didn't notice it till she said something, but the Ultra Boost is also kind of out of my zeitgeist. Like, it just feels like a shoe that was from a different era.
Oh no, they're still pumping those out.
I know, I see them all the time. Like, when we go into Dick's, like, there's always like a wall of Ultra Boost. I'm like, those are still here? And
yeah.
It just feels like an old ass shoe to me.
Well, the newest version even has that weird line built into it.
But yeah, they're just now starting to mess with like sculpting boost, which is like, that's why it feels so old. They were the same shoe every year, just with a tweaked upper. Zoom X though feels incredible. This stuff is actually a Pebax or Pebax, I don't know. Pebax is a really interesting material because they use it in all kinds of applications. It can be firmed up to basically a harder plastic, but also they can kind of like lower its density so that they can use it as a spring plate, which is really crazy. And then obviously it can get all the way down to a foam so that you can wear it underneath your foot as a midsole, which is just nuts. So the material itself is like really, really cool. That's something that I think is really fascinating with footwear in general, is that a lot of the materials used for the rubbers, the foams, and even some of the uppers are things that we see all the time. We see them in all kinds of plastics and rubber rubber applications in all different industries, and it's just really fascinating. Now, as far as how it feels, again, this is one of those like I'm about to explode out of my shoes type of feeling. Like this is really, really wild. Like I think the last time that I felt something like this in the basketball space would have been with the Nike GT Jumps, but that was for basketball. This is obviously a running shoe. If I were to wear these casually, I don't know if I'd be able to do it because it's so much cushion, but some people might actually like that, especially if you are one of those Ultra Boost wearers and you're kind of getting to the point where it's like, oh, my boost feels a little bit dead. Try these on. Now, if you're running in these things, I honestly don't know how you don't roll an ankle just because they are so bouncy. And again, I know that they've gotten certain performance features. They got a really great torsional system in here and a heel counter as well. And then this wide ass stable base right there in the forefoot. So that's, I think, is all great stuff. It's just that they're so damn bouncy. I'm just like, man, I swear I would hurt myself in these things if I did any kind of like physical activity. Maybe Kofusi is gonna grab these. I'd like to know his thoughts because he runs all the damn time. So fingers crossed. But like I was saying, they do have a lot of stuff in here to make them not feel unstable. So like the torsion in this shoe is nuts. Like you can't really twist it over more than like this. And I'm trying. It's not happening. I don't know what exactly is in there. All I know is that they have a little top line right here in the back, and I think it might extend throughout the rest of the shoe. I'm not positive. All I know is that that's how it feels because you just can't twist these things up, which is nuts because again, the midsole is just crazy. I've never felt nothing like this before.
You complete me.
If you would have told young Chris back in like middle school where he got his first pair of Nike Airs, hey, I know that you think this is cool, but just wait till you're an adult. They're gonna knock your socks off. Like I'd have been like, no! There's no way anything could get better than this. Like I remember when I first put on a pair of Air Jordan 11s, the originals, I thought that it was the most comfortable thing in the world. Little did I know that they were just working on space.
Houston International Space Station, we have a little situation up here.
Just in case you wanted to know, this is the insole. It's a piece of, if you wanted something different, you can. I think that there's enough torsion support in this shoe where you might not need like a really beefy insole, but anything other than this would be better. Now the materials are nothing to write home about. I think most of the budget went to the midsole down because the upper just kind of feels like plastic. You know what I mean? Like I know that it looks like knit and it is knit, but it's covered in just all kinds of junk, and I don't like that. Not a great one-to-one fit. Like I guess this is recycled material. I'm not sure. I haven't read up on these. I'm just telling you how they feel to me. It just feels like a lot of plastic, a lot of unnecessary plastic. I don't know if you necessarily needed all of this. It would have been nice to have it in strategic areas, and that's about it. One thing to look out for though is right back here, the way that this like knot area is with the pull tab, it just like digs in. Even when you're wearing those like running socks with the little like thing on the back that is supposed to help you with this thing, it doesn't, especially for long-term wear. So I don't know why they keep doing that. Like, can you please cover that with something? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, some lining. That's what lining's supposed to be for, is to hide all the seams and all of that stuff so you get a more comfortable wear around your ankles. I just think that it's weird that they still haven't fixed that. And then the interior is minorly padded. It's sculpted in the rear and everything, but it's not like crazy or anything like that. And again, if they would have just tucked this in between the padding, I think that would have been okay, but it's exposed. So keep that in mind. Wear some longer socks, some thick ones at that. That way that thing doesn't chew your ankles up.
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
Now, as far as the fit is concerned, they do fit true to size. Whatever you typically wear, that's exactly what I would order. They're not super wide or anything, but I do feel like there's enough room in there for some toe splaying. So if you get your regular size, you should be fine. However, I do know that based off of my running experience, your casual size is not your running size. You want to go up from your casual size because once that foot swell kicks in, man, that's no joke, that shit hurts. So yeah, if you're wearing these for casual, go true to size. If you're wearing them for running, you might want to consider up half a size, but just be careful for the heel because that knot back there is dangerous.
Let's get dangerous.
But anyways, with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for all the support. Let us know what you think about these down below in the comment section, and we will catch you guys on the next one. So until then, have a good one.